Hello and welcome to Alma, Missouri. We've just completed in August our first year on the farm, and I thought we'd just take a little while just to go and have a look and see how things have changed and what we have achieved on the farm. So we're going to just go up and go for a little bit of a fly around. We're just outside the farm shop. So basically, so at the farm shop, we just swing around backwards because look at the house. In front of the house, we put in a small little shed to keep our baby John Deere in it. Right, and then if we move over to the silos remain the same, no change in those. Still got the large hanger shed up. Then we've put in a diesel bowser, a temporary workshop until we get something more substantial in the future. We put in a lean-to to cover our headers, but basically in that hangar we are housing our combine harvester. The headers are just outside in the lean-to. Put in another hangar barn, which is basically a store of sorts, so we keep our cotton in there and all our pallet storage. It's non-bale pallet storage. Right. That shed is our main vehicle shed. So just I'd say a fair proportion of our vehicles are kept in there. We do have a lean-to on the side, which houses most of the front-end loader attachments. We put in 4 greenhouses for tomatoes. We have the cow shed, which now has had its first babies in it. We converted this meadow field over here to a proper grass field. We have put up a at least a silage converter silo. So basically we can put all our grass, hay, chaff from maize harvesting in there to produce silage. We put in a rock crusher, which we're not using a lot of now. We was probably going to sell that during the next year. We put in a bale storage shed and a trailer storage shed. We've got our sheep going. We've had a fair few births. We then took down the horse paddock and we put in 3 pumpkin greenhouses, which will eventually go through to the bakery to make pumpkin pies. We put in 3 chicken coops and a duck coop for supplying of eggs. We then also have another vehicle shed, mainly for mainly at the moment for our milk truck. Well, for the life of me, I couldn't remember. Yeah, so that's the farm and the changes that have taken place on the farm. And then we restructured. We bought there was a wraparound field which kind of wrapped around sort of down here, all the way around down there and back. It wrapped around a couple of fields that we started with. It was a huge field, cost I think about $600,000, but we bought that and then we've restructured that field. First thing that we did is we had a big swath of silty clay. There's a little bit of good soil at the top here, but the rest is all silty clay, which we've planted to grass. So we have this massive grass field running down the middle now, planted on mainly silty clay. The rest of the field is, well, the rest of the fields that we've made up are predominantly loam and reasonably good soil. I think the worst soil that we have there is a sandy loam, which will give us 100% yield, but we've got quite a bit of loam, which gives us 125% yield. So down this edge here is what I call field number 1 now, which is this field here, up to the drainage ditch. Now we did try to get permission from the local council to fill that drainage ditch in, but they refused it because they maintain that it's essential, especially because of the slope of the land. And we have canola in there at the moment. So we have canola to make canola oil because as we'll see in a little while, when we go into town to have a look at what we've done there, it'll become evident. This field over here, quite a strange field. It runs down here past the pond and up to this road, is fallow at the moment, and that is going to have a root crop in it. And just across here, so that is field 1. I think I said this one was field 1 earlier on, but that's actually field 2. This is field 1. This is field 3. Then field 4 is fallow at the moment, and we're going to plant, I think we're going to plant peas in there. Well, we're going to plant one of the crops that we haven't done before. I think it was peas. I'm not 100% sure, but we can't plant it at this stage. It'll be fallow until early in the new year, the new calendar year. So it's field 4. In field 5, I also planted some more canola to go into our oil production. And then we have 2 really large fields down at the bottom. So field 6 on this side has got barley planted in it. Should have, and it looks like it needs to be, the nitrogen is bad in that. Wonder why, because it should have been, the nitrogen is okay. I'll have to go back and check up on that, because I'm sure I had planting and fertilizing at the same time, but in any case, so the pH is good. pH value in this field, so we should have limed that field. So a couple of mistakes made there, but we'll have to live with that for this first season. Right, these fields all have weeds growing in them, so we need to, in the next month, find a solution to the weeds. And then if we skip on down to town, just take a trip along the road that we normally take into town, give you a little bit of a scenic tour. So we have bought pretty much all the land in town. We don't own this farm. It's an ambition to own this farm to increase the dairy herd eventually. So we own all the land on these houses. Of course, the people that own the houses have long leases on those. We don't really get any money from them. It's just we've just recently bought the land that the industrial site is on, and we did that so that we could add in and build the oil factory, the oil production unit, which we placed in there. And we needed that because we have put in a new production plant, which we had to try, and that's the mayonnaise factory, which is, we bought this little piece of land as well, and we have our mayonnaise factory in there and mayonnaise shop. So, well, we don't have the shop. We need to get a sale point. Still needs to be bought for the mayonnaise, but I think we'll put that on the farm next to our farm shop. So the only piece of land we don't own in the town at the moment is this one here, this space here, which comes with this field at the back. But at the present moment, we don't really need that. We own the dairy, which we produce butter and cheese from. Well, we produce butter and cheese. We also own the pizzeria, which is this building over here. And as you can see, there's some pizza ready for collection for the next day or so. And as we go up here, another thing that we'll look to try and buy, which we don't own yet, is the popcorn factory, which is down there. We don't own that. And down this side is the ketchup factory, and you can see some ketchup waiting for collection, which we do own, that production. And now tomatoes go in there. Well, that's pretty much the achievements for the first year. Cash balance is not that great. We have a huge loan with the bank, so we are cash poor at the moment. And we have very little recourse to any additional funds, so all additional purchases are going to have to be funded ourselves and funded from production. The long-term goal is to purchase this field over here and incorporate that into our farm area, and then once that's bought, with perhaps this little bit of area, this little field here as well, and there's another little field I'll show you just at the back here. We'll try and get this little field here. So if we can get that, then I will regard our farm as built, basically. So it will then run from the train line all the way down there, and we'll try and purchase this piece of land as well, of course, up to there, and then up to there. That's the ambition. That's the plan. But in any case, that's what's happened this year. We will now just go back down to earth. What's a bit? I land on top of the house. Yeah. Oh dear. Right. There we go. So I'm going to go, and we're going to... Oh, I've got super speed on. We're going to have a little nap, and we'll see you in October.